There's a chemical in your brain right now that is more powerful than heroin. And your phone was specifically engineered to trigger it. That same chemical is why you set a goal and feel amazing and then do absolutely nothing about it. It's called dopamine. And it's just one of the chemicals running your entire life right now. In the next 10 minutes, you're going to understand why and, more importantly, what to do about it. Here's what nobody taught you in school. Your mood? Serotonin. Your drive to get things done? Dopamine. That calm you feel after a workout? Endorphins and GABA. The reason heartbreak physically hurts? Norepinephrine. These aren't abstract science words. These are the invisible hands shaping every decision, every feeling, every relationship you have. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why you feel what you feel and what you can actually do about it. Today we're breaking down neurotransmitters, your brain's chemical messengers. We're covering 6 of them, and each one is going to explain something about your life that you've probably never had a word for before. We're going to talk about what each one actually feels like in your real life, the good, the bad, and the "oh wow, that's why I do that." And I promise by the end of this, you're going to look back at the last few months of your life and suddenly understand things that felt completely random. Let's go. What are neurotransmitters? So what actually is a neurotransmitter? Picture your brain as a massive city. Billions of neurons, brain cells, are the buildings. And like any city, these buildings need to constantly communicate. Send messages. Give orders. Share information. But here's the catch: neurons don't actually touch each other. There's a tiny gap between them called a synapse. So how does the message get across? Chemical couriers. They get released from one neuron, float across that gap, and deliver the message to the next one. Those are your neurotransmitters. It's like texting, except it happens at lightning speed, across billions of connections, every single second you're alive. Right now, as you're watching this, your brain is doing it non-stop. And the type of chemical that gets released? That determines everything. Whether you feel happy or flat, focused or scattered, calm or terrified. Now let's meet the ones doing all the heavy lifting. The types: your brain's chemical team. 1. Dopamine. Let's start with the one everyone thinks they know: dopamine. And I want to correct something right away, because this misconception is everywhere. Dopamine is not your pleasure chemical. It's your wanting chemical. It's the feeling of craving something, the anticipation, the hunger, the drive to go get it. Here's the proof: researchers gave rats dopamine-blocking drugs. The rats still liked food when they ate it. But they stopped going to get it. They had no motivation. The pleasure was still there, but the wanting was gone. That's dopamine. It's what makes you excited about a new goal. It's what makes you chase a promotion. It's what makes you keep swiping on your phone, because every scroll is a little unpredictable reward, and dopamine loves unpredictability. Slot machines, social media feeds, and dating apps all use the same mechanic. Unpredictable rewards. Variable reinforcement. Your brain can't stop pulling the lever. Low dopamine looks like zero motivation, that flat who cares feeling, difficulty concentrating, nothing feeling exciting anymore. The most powerful thing you can do for dopamine? Create real-world unpredictability. Set a goal with a clear finish line, break it into small completable pieces, and chase the finish. Exercise, especially anything where you're working towards something. And pull back on the cheap stuff. Every hour on your phone is quietly teaching your brain that real goals aren't worth the effort. 2. Serotonin. Here's something that will genuinely surprise most people. 90% of your serotonin is not in your brain. It's in your gut. Your intestines produce the majority of the serotonin in your body. That's why scientists now call the gut the second brain, and why what you eat is not just a physical health issue. It's a mental health issue. So what does serotonin actually do? It's your mood stabilizer, not euphoria stability. When serotonin is working well, you feel content, patient, and emotionally grounded. Like things are basically okay. Like you can handle stuff. When it's low, that's often when depression sets in. Irritability. Feeling overwhelmed by things that used to not bother you. This is why most antidepressant medications SSRIs work by increasing serotonin activity. How do you support it? Regular exercise. Fermented foods and fiber for your gut health. Genuine social connection, not scrolling through other people's lives, but actually talking to someone you trust. And the simplest one that almost nobody does consistently: sunlight within an hour of waking up. Not a walk later in the afternoon. Not light through a window. Actual outdoor light, in the morning, before you've been on your phone for an hour. It sounds almost too simple to matter. The research says otherwise. 3. GABA. Now GABA. And this one is critically underrated. GABA is an inhibitory neurotransmitter, which means its entire job is to slow your brain down. Think of your nervous system like an engine that runs constantly. GABA is the brakes. Without enough GABA, your brain keeps racing. Thoughts spiral. Muscles tense. Sleep won't come. Anxiety takes over. With healthy GABA, you can actually relax. Not the fake relaxation of staring at your phone, actual, deep, nervous system level calm. Here's something important to understand about alcohol: it works by mimicking GABA. That's why one drink makes you feel looser and less anxious. But alcohol actually disrupts your brain's natural GABA production over time. So you need more of it to get the same effect. That's the beginning of a very slippery slope. Yoga and slow breathing directly activate your GABAergic system. This isn't wellness fluff, it's documented neuroscience. Magnesium found in dark chocolate, spinach, and almonds. And consistent, quality sleep. Which brings me to the neurotransmitter most people have never heard of, and the one that might matter most for how sharp your mind stays as you age. 4. Norepinephrine. Norepinephrine. Also called noradrenaline. You know that feeling right before you do something terrifying: a job interview, a first date, speaking in front of a crowd where everything gets sharp and hyper-real? Where time almost slows down. That's norepinephrine flooding your system. It's your brain's emergency focus mode. Heart rate spikes. Blood flow redirects to your muscles. Peripheral vision narrows. You become laser-locked on the threat in front of you. In the right moment, this is incredible. It's what helps athletes perform under pressure. It's the neurochemistry behind clutch moments. But if your life keeps triggering the system day after day: ongoing stress, financial anxiety, bad relationships, norepinephrine stops being your superpower and becomes your anxiety disorder. High blood pressure. Burnout. Chronic tension that never fully releases. The difference between a high performer and a chronically stressed person is often just when the system turns on and how well they can turn it off. The fix isn't to avoid stress. It's to build deliberate recovery after it. A cold shower. A 10-minute walk after a hard meeting. Even just sitting quietly without your phone for a few minutes. Your nervous system needs a clear signal that the threat is over. Without that signal, it stays switched on. And that's when the damage accumulates. 5. Acetylcholine. Of everything we've covered today, this one might have the highest stakes. Because acetylcholine isn't just about feeling good in the moment. It's about whether you'll still be able to remember your life. Acetylcholine is your brain's learning and memory chemical. Every time you learn something new, form a memory, or hold focused attention on a task, acetylcholine is at work. During REM sleep, your deep dreaming phase, acetylcholine surges. Scientists believe this is when your brain takes everything you experience during the day and moves it from short-term to long-term memory. Like transferring files to permanent storage. Which means every time you sacrifice sleep, you're not just tired the next day. You're actually deleting memories you were supposed to keep. And here's the sobering part: in Alzheimer's disease, the acetylcholine system is one of the first to deteriorate. That's a significant reason why memory loss is such a defining feature of that disease. If you have a grandparent or parent going through that now, you know a little more about what's happening neurologically. And that matters. Sleep isn't optional maintenance. It's the only window your brain has to do the work. Eat choline-rich foods, eggs, liver, salmon. Stay mentally active. Learn new things regularly. Your brain is literally built to keep growing. 6. Endorphins. And finally, endorphins. The name literally comes from endogenous morphine. Morphine that your own body manufactures. That should tell you everything about how powerful these are. Endorphins are your natural painkillers. They flood your system during intense physical effort, that euphoric runner's high that makes people actually crave hard workouts. They release when you laugh, genuinely laugh, not a polite chuckle. Spicy food. Physical touch. A long hug. Surprising yourself by doing something hard. All of it triggers endorphins. And here's what I love about this one: endorphins are completely free, they have zero side effects, and your body has an unlimited supply ready to release the moment you push yourself. The only catch? You have to actually do the hard thing first. That's not a bug. That's the design. Remember that chemical I told you about at the very start, the one more powerful than heroin, the one your phone was built to trigger? Here's the full picture now. You have 6 of these chemical systems running inside you right now. And most people go through their entire lives feeling like their emotions just happen to them. Like they're passengers in their own heads. No say. No control. But look at what you actually know now. The flatness and lack of motivation you've been feeling? That's dopamine, and a morning workout or one completed small goal starts shifting it. The anxiety that won't turn off? GABA and norepinephrine, and 10 minutes of slow breathing or a deliberate walk after a hard moment is a clinically supported intervention, not just a cliché. The mood crashes, the irritability, the feeling that nothing's okay? Serotonin and sunlight and real human connection are not soft suggestions. They are neurochemical interventions. The memories that won't stick, the focus that won't hold? Acetylcholine and sleep isn't optional maintenance. It's the only window your brain has to do the work. That walk you've been putting off? Dopamine and endorphins. That hour of sleep you keep sacrificing? You're simultaneously tanking your acetylcholine and your serotonin. That moment of genuine laughter with a friend? Endorphins and serotonin at the same time, for free. You are not at the mercy of your brain chemistry. You are actively shaping it every single day with the choices you make. Start with one thing. Just one. The smallest possible version of it. Because your brain doesn't need a perfect plan. It needs a first signal. Give it one. That's neurotransmitters, the 6 chemical messengers running the show behind every mood, every decision, and every feeling you've ever had. If something in this video clicked for you, hit the like button. It's the best way to help this content reach people who need it. And if you want to keep going deeper into how your brain actually works, subscribe. New video every week. Drop a comment below. Which neurotransmitter do you think you need to work on most? Dopamine? Serotonin? GABA? I'm curious where you land. And if someone in your life has been struggling with their mood, their motivation, their sleep, their anxiety, share this with them. Not because it fixes everything, but because understanding why you feel something is always the first step toward changing it. I'll see you in the next one.